Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary May from Butterfly Love LLC, and my story, the format has kind of been changed into what I thought I was going to share. So, Mary May as Butterfly Love has existed technically since 2000, but my story started in the passion of loving people, being a couples and family therapist, trying to build teams, helping people understand like what is the real core to what gets in the way of their success, both in business as well as in personal interactions. So we can all agree with that, right? Yes and yes? Yeah, that's very important in every interaction, every conversation that you can bond with people. So what my story and challenge or where my passion comes from is when I started in working in agencies, providing counseling, providing trainings, providing workshops, is that people weren't really interested in what the takeaways were for people or how they were going to be able to apply the skills that they learned immediately into the workplace or immediately into their life problem solving, and they were only concerned about what the revenue was or how many people could you see in 30 minutes or how many people could you see in an hour or what's the managed healthcare going to give you on the return. So with thinking of that way, I was like, okay, how can I not be connected to managed healthcare and get people the toolkit that they need? And then I began to look at my older journey. As a young child, I always was the one mediating and helping people understand these same very things before even having the training. So the challenge was trying to put all of that together and do it from a business perspective as opposed to just letting my passion drive me or, keep me motivated into what it was that was important to me. So then I began to develop myself doing trainings and workshops and people not really recognizing, well, now it was therapeutic consultations through 2009, now being Butterfly Love. That name doesn't strike out to you exactly what the business actually is until you get to know who I am as a person or read my bio or have any kind of interaction with me. And so it's like that barrier and breaking the lines. But still no formal business training because business training doesn't come with being a therapist or being someone who's passionate around building relationships and so forth like that. So the biggest lesson in the transition of all of the growth spurts that I've had was one, okay, nurturing. What is my goal? My goal is that people could be in their optimal space, both personally as well as professionally. How do I make that goal a reality? I move myself out of the way, but facilitate as a metamorphosis to help people understand what are those underlying things so that they could be the most successful. And then walk them through a journey, be it professional or intimate, so that they could be most successful and not even worry about managed healthcare, productivity. It's a personal one-on-one conversation, coaching you through, maybe not coaching, but counseling you through that. So the barriers now are eliminated in the fact that I don't have the third party person. It's just me and whoever has joined in, working in with me so that I can help them reach that. And in doing so, they begin to have the opportunity to not, have the barriers. However, the barriers come in from the business perspective, and when you think about like the lessons learned, I was so passionate about people being the individuals and moving forward, and very passionate around not using managed healthcare, that the systems and my team members and so forth that I needed to be successful totally, like I kept saying, okay, I don't have money for that. I can't, think about that. I just want to work with the people and have a sliding scale and do all these things that was going to reach them in the way that they needed to reach them. But the systems, the people, the process, that was the biggest lesson that didn't hit me from 2000 to 2009. I kept fighting it. I don't have the money. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But from 2009 forward, recognizing I needed an accountant, recognizing I needed a relationship with my business banker, having an attorney, having that cabinet that was going to work with me totally. And every time I make a decision, I can problem solve it independently, but I need them as my cabinet. And having them as my cabinet has created me to be more successful in making the decisions for business overall. So the lesson is, yes, financially, you may say, I don't need this cabinet, I don't need these people. However, your success, you could be passionate in working in what it is you want to do, but until you put that business cap on it and establish those relationships that are going to work the best, as a relationship manager, I'm more successful as a relationship manager, be it personal or business, once I establish my relationships with my cabinet that's going to help me. They're kind of like the board, like the board team behind you. Like, okay, they know what your vision is, they know what you need to do, but they keep you in line. So you need that. Like that's like a win-win. You can't say, okay, well, maybe I don't need the accountant this year. Maybe I could do something else. No, you always need the accountant. You always need the lawyer. You always need a relationship with the business banker. And it's like, I feel like I'm missing somebody, but I couldn't bring my notes up here. So, and you definitely need Power Match because you begin to create your ability, because Power Match is about building relationships as well. So that's one of the things that I definitely, when you build your cabinet, you're building your cabinet with other members that are in the entrepreneurial mindset and the entrepreneurial thought process, that if it's something that you're forgetting, your lessons learned is that, okay, wait, I didn't consider that, but I could just pick up the phone and call Dan, or I could just pick up the phone and call Nicole, or I could call Kim, or I could call, there's other people in the room or other people in the space that you could post a question and have those resources. So in 2016 going into 2017, it's the blessing of knowing that Butterfly Love can continue to exist as a relationship manager, both business and personal, and building you up one conversation at a time, but using the resources of your board.